Hey, there we are again. Hi. Oh, is the mic on? Hello? Is it on? Is it on? Okay, well, you know, what's a great start? Who needs a great start anyway? Anyway, I want to talk to you about awakenings. Awakenings! Awakenings! Okay, I need to center myself a little bit before I'm gonna be as wonky as last video, which was very important for my process, right? Like it was very important for me to go unhinged, unscripted, and just go. Because otherwise, this may never actually land in this 3D reality. Here's the key. Philosophy. Do, do, do. Okay. So as you can see, I can embrace that energy quite easily, but I'm gonna try and actually get a bit more of a calm message across. And if it's gonna work, then that's awesome. And if not, then I at least, did what I needed to do, and I took an action off my action list. So, awakenings. 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 Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous to tell you about everything that I'm going to tell. Oh, yeah, let me time myself. Here, because otherwise, So I've got this little, what's it called? A sandwalker. Anyway, it's 10 minutes, so I'm going to put this right here. And then at least I can see it, so I know a bit in what part of this video we are at. I may go a little bit over, but we're going to see. I also don't want to, waste time, and I want to be conscious of the fact that I'm actually having your time as well now. So that's why I'm timing myself, because time is our friend. And I think I may be fluent in time. Like I can, not like getting on time, like that's still like a bit of an issue sometimes, but I can stretch time, and like I can travel through time, and yeah, time. It's interesting. It's something that I think I only experienced in this life in the way we're experiencing it. But how I then come to be able to stretch time, zero clue. Anyway, awakenings. Basically, me just saying that would already be a good video. If I would already do like 30 minutes of awakenings. 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 Okay. God, I love awakenings. I don't. Okay, so there are a few different kind of awakenings that we could talk about. What I'm actually talking about is the physical event, the techno festival in the Netherlands called Awakenings. I cannot say it otherwise. I've got to say it like Awakenings. Yeah, well, that's what it is, And if you love techno music, then you've got to go. Like, then there's no doubt. If you don't love techno music, you can still listen to this experience and you don't have to go because I already went for you. So, there's this spiritual trend going on right now that, like the hippie kind of awoken world, and spirituality is this thing that has almost turned into like a glitter tarot kind of hobby, and that is definitely how it started for me. But for me, actually, to wake up every day is already an awakening, not only physical but also spiritual, because I experienced so much in one day that you can basically call each day an adventure that I'm going through. And in multiple days, I already experienced like 6 days on like adventures, 6 adventures in one day. And my whole self-discovery and personal growth journey started for me and to discover who I am as a creative being and the person that I actually am or turning into, because that's also something that's fluid, right? Like that's like moving, it's life. It's life gets livey, and it's not about perfection and standing still. It's about growing and going and crying and keep on going and keep on going, creep on what was it? Keep going, keep crying, keep growing, keep trying. And I'm quoting myself there, by the way. Anyway. Okay, I think I've got all the anyways out of my system now, and we can just proceed with what I actually want to share with you. So what's going on here is that when I was 18, this techno festival was already way going, you know, that it was nothing new. But I remember that friends of mine who were like already 16 or 17 already went to this festival where, while my friend group, we were still in the bar where we would also drink. Like, you know, in the Netherlands, in my generation, we started drinking at 14, 15, 16, some people at 12, some people at 17. But to go to the bar was something around the legal age was 16 and to drink. So we had this one bar, and it's called the Doelen, the goals, if you would translate it literally. And that was like a very Dutch bar where all scholars of the whole area where I'm from went to on Thursdays, Fridays, like Saturdays, like, you know. I don't know if everybody did that, but me and a few of my friends did that. And then there was always this one crowd that would go also to awakenings. And this is the night edition. So like the Gashouder, which is like this huge ass old fabric that has turned into an event location. And there was awakenings. And that's seriously the only thing I knew when the first time I went. That was my only knowledge that I had. And of course that it was about techno music, but I did not know shit. Like, I had no idea, no clue who I was, no clue what life did. I had no idea what awakenings was. I didn't even know what an awakening was. And it reminds me of an audition I once did. And I got feedback, and there was like no awareness. Like, there was no awareness. I was not awake. I was not aware. I did not know what I was getting into. And then this moment comes where two of my friends and I, we went, and we also went to go and do some ecstasy for the first time. And that was straight from the get-go a very intense experience. Like, it wasn't my first time doing drugs or ecstasy, but it was my first time doing it on an event. And it was quite intense because it was very overwhelming, and we were very young. Like, if you're this age and you're going to experiment, you know, just make sure that you're doing it in a very safe way, and make sure that you're with people you can truly trust. And I was with people who also had no clue. Like, I had no clue, but they had like zero clue. like maybe they had even lesser of a clue. And that's perfectly fine, because together, oh my goodness, I'm already going through the time like it's nothing. Well, you know, time is unending. We're just gonna bend the end and switch. So yeah, awakenings. Okay, so that was my first experience. I remember when the ecstasy kicked in, I needed a break from the party because I was like this. And then my friends kind of like, they weren't really like true friends that would actually go through fire, or, you know, who were really there for me. and they were just annoyed by the fact that that happened. And I can imagine, like, that is super annoying. I've got to say, it is super annoying. That being said, okay, but the way they handled it was, well, it doesn't deserve any medals, let's put it that way. They didn't leave me, but it was also like, I don't know. Now that I know what I know, I would have definitely handled it differently. I didn't know that this was going to come out, but I asked God to, let me know what he wanted me to talk about, and this is coming out. So maybe it's like a good experience for you to have and to have somebody talk about it. And well, okay, once that moment in the smokers area was over, I completely had the time of my life. It started with this. I remember this little dance, like, and it was like, we had like the shuffle dance back then, and that was, that's now like a full hype, like the shuffle, and then we were doing like this, and then it started, and then the music got, and it got darker, and it oh, mad awakenings, and it started, and the thing is, it was just entering a whole new universe, not even a world. Okay, I'm gonna turn it around one more time, and then I'm gonna try to keep it in the lane. And otherwise, I'm going to do like a 45-minute video. It's my channel. No, it's God's channel. Anyway. God, what do you want to say? What do you want me to say? Okay. So, that was a magical night and one of the most important experiences in my life. Because it showed me that there was another world in this world that was free and that was for me to discover, and that there were people like me who also needed a break from the reality that we had been given from home. And there was no worry. There was only connection. Nobody was aggressive, not in a single way. Like the slightest little thing that would, for example, in that bar, in the Doele, would always at a certain point lead up to a fight. And here everybody was kind and loving, and people were like interested, and we were connecting. And it was basically what I think that is the function of drugs, is to break down the system here, because it is not just bad. I mean, I am in recovery now, and I will definitely say that in my case, it's not a good thing. I cannot do it. But if you're a normal person who does not have the physical reaction that is going to cause like a craving, and that is not going to let it go until you get more and more and more, even though when sometimes it's like slow burn, and then it's like... And that's why the point where I kept on going, and that's why I got like, where I ended up. And that's why I'm now 5.5 years sober with the grace of God, day for day. What did I say? Just for today. One day at a time. That's what I'm looking for. Well, yeah, it's not my first language, as you can imagine. And yeah, what was so special about it is that there was a world out there waiting for me, and I found it there and then. After that, it took me a while to get into Amsterdam, because even back then it wasn't easy to find a house. The house that I found was awesome, by the way, because I only had to pay 100 euros a month, because it basically was in Menno's garage, and then we had to go through Menno's tools. And Menno used to live like in like some kind of nature area, and then in winter he would once every while sleep in his own garage, and he had like an extra attic. And it's very Amsterdam. Like I can't really think, maybe in New York you could find it, I don't know. But it was, and then my friend was living in the bigger space, and she was so kind, because she said, you know what, you're in a smaller room, so you have to pay less than I do. and you can't be officially written into this address. So I'm going to pick up a bigger part of the rent and you only have to pay 100 euros. She paid 250, by the way. So it wasn't like, she was, it wasn't like it was unfair. It was really cool. And we had the summer of our lifetime. We went to every Awakenings. We went to every festival that we could get to. She had this one connection that would book us to give flyers at the entrance. So there was 1 hour when after people enter, and then they would come into the festival terrain, and you right before the lockers, then we were there with timetables or like maps of the festival terrain, and we would just flyer that for 1 hour, and then we had free pass and we could just go. And because we had I'm not saying that I've got a lot of money right now, but we did not have any money back then. But that was like a strategy, like a tactic we did, tactical. We were very tactical, and what we did was we had like the little what's it called? I've got them now because I'm gonna go to Awakenings tomorrow. That's the whole deal why I'm making this video and why we're here. Klootjes hoor, dit gaat allemaal van mijn tijd af. I already know what the word is. A cap. Well, okay, at least now I've got it like daisy. And before, there were companies like FestiCap and stuff like that. Little children, grandma here, we just brought our own caps. And then we would buy like 1 bottle of water. In case most of the time we always would receive a bottle of water, and then we would keep the cap, and then we would just refill it. In the Netherlands, you could drink the water everywhere. Like I don't know if it's obligated, but like every festival has like water points. And then we would just share maybe like a quarter of a pill, and then that was it. That was our life, and we had like the best festival summer ever. And that was the start of my Awakenings, and that's how it started, with just fun, partying, doing a little outfit here and there, and basically like the mainstream experience of what a festival experience can bring. Until I remember this one time, and I think it was like, I can tell you about many different Awakenings. Like one of my favorite Awakenings festival was not a festival, actually. It was just Awakenings event in Rotterdam in the Maasilo. It was like, I went there with like, that was one of my favorites. Another favorite was always the Westergas, always. Another favorite was for me when I didn't go, and I was for the first time on the guest list of Awakenings. That was like a milestone in my party career, and I gave it away. Like that's a little thing that I'm working on. Like starting to see that most of the times when I actually really get to a point where I can have what I really want, what my heart's desire would want, whether it's with guys or with these kind of things, I give it away because I'm just too... Okay, anyway, I don't know what I am, but I'm working on that to just keep good things for myself, even though I don't really know how to do it. Like, hence the no sofa. Gave it away. Yeah. For another time. Anyway, there was this one event where for the first time, like I already could feel like the connection when we were together with everyone, but still everybody would always be just their own person. And then there was this Eastern event where afterwards we had an after party at one of my friends' houses in Amsterdam. And there was a moment where I literally woke up, as in mentally seeing, physically seeing other people's energies, hearing other people's thoughts. And we were telepathically connected in that space. I got scared shitless because I had never ever experienced something like that, and I was quite powerful. There was I remember having like visualizations of my own power, and I could like attack others because I was so freaking scared. Like I was so in panic mode that energetically I freaking attacked everyone there, and then people were also panicking because this was not the bedoeling. And I got so scared of my own powers that I totally freaked out in the period after that. I think it took me another 3 years. And then in the meantime, I already started to see things that other people did not, because I remember that people could also open up and have this telepathic connection, but not in a way that I did. It was very lonely, actually, because nobody could understand what I was going through. And then people who didn't have the same capacity as I had were trying to explain to me that it was just the drugs. But I am now 5.5 years sober and clean. And dude, it's not the drugs. It's not the drugs. It's me. It has always been me. But to think that I added drugs to the situation in those years, yeah, that was quite intense. But that was an awakening. And then we were going back to awakenings, and I just suddenly could see everything in such a different light. The last time I've been there was maybe like, I don't know, 3 years? No, 3 years. I'm sorry, I'm just suddenly starting to get very scared again, because I'm opening up to you now about very personal things. And it's another type of awakening, and it's another type of opening up. And the thing is, this is the safest environment in which I can share this, right? But I am so scared when I say this, because I don't know, it's not normal to talk about this in a YouTube channel, I guess, not in my experience. And yet I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't know, what do I actually want to say with this video? Well, what I want to say with this video, God help me, is that that's not my journey anymore. Like, it's part of my story now, but I am now, tomorrow, going to awakenings, sober and clean and solvent. And I am just gonna try and go and enjoy, and we're gonna see, and I'm gonna really see if this is still something that I can enjoy. I believe so, because I've been dancing many more times since I got sober, and I still love, to pick out an outfit and to really go. But I've been going crazy this week. I've been going crazy, like seriously, like nervous. And now that I'm telling you all this, I can kind of imagine why, that in combination with early solvency. And then to just go for it, and yeah, it's hard because my friends are very loving, and they're so not judgmental. They're open-minded. That's what it was. My mind opened back then in that one point of awakening. So that's why it's so interesting that the creators of awakenings chose this, and I don't even know if they know that this is like a thing, or maybe, yeah, they do know. I don't know. That's the whole thing. We are just connecting, and we're waking up as a general party people. And that's why I love that this society, let's be real, is feeding into addiction. It's feeding into diseases, spiritual diseases, right? Like this is a spiritual disease. It is also very physical. Don't worry. Like I get a physical reaction, and it's like once something hits my system, it's a physical craving. Like it's like it hurts. It hurts to only take a little of something, you know? I've got to finish it. Doesn't matter what it is. And then until I knock myself out, that's basically what I did. But it didn't start like that. To see that and to get that, I mean, with this state of being that I've got now, and with the story that I am trying to tell and share with you slowly and video by video. But I am a triple Scorpio, so yeah, we're gonna just go deep right away, right? But it's something that I'm very grateful for, because now I get to see this reality for what it really is. And it's a system that I believe we need to break out of. This is not like freedom, what we're experiencing. There are moments of chemical freedom, and that's why I believe that it is God. You know, God is in ecstasy. God is in all the drugs. Maybe not in all. No, God, of course, is in all, because God is everything. But it's not a bad thing that people go for mind-opening and mind-altering experiences, because the experience that we otherwise would have is very limiting and is only beneficial to a few. And it's not about enjoying life in a very free way, you know. And I'm not saying that everybody's got to do it, but I had to do it, and that's why I can share it with you, so you can already see it without having to go completely, you know, tornado style bottom and then go back up again, climb up, and now go from the basement to the penthouse. Like, I already did that, but it is very scary for me to share this story with you. But then at the same time, what's my whole value of this channel if I'm going to keep this to myself? I'm going to trust God. That, like, I asked God, what do you want me to say in this video? And this is what's coming out. I did not plan this. I don't want to share this with you. I want to keep this a secret because I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what you think. I'm afraid of what society will think. I'm afraid this is going to be used against me. But yeah, I've been through worse, and it's not going to happen like that. It's not going to happen like that. I am quite sure of that, because I'm divinely protected in many ways. And tomorrow I'm going to wear this beautiful black dress. I'm going to wear my boots, my dancing boots. I've got my Garmin, so I can, like, you know, track my steps and see how many steps I did, and also basically how many kilometers I danced tomorrow. And I'm going to see if the energy and the freedom of people is still there, and if Awakenings is going to live on without me being there, because I don't think I ever have to go back. If I want to, I don't have to, but I am connected with my group of friends, even though we sometimes make different lifestyle choices, even because we experience so much of the mind opening and the open mind things together. And we are connected in so many ways that I believe that this is not just the single lifetime that we share lives or time in lives. And it's just that this group and we're connected. So when I'm not there, they are currently there, part of it. I still feel like I'm there. So tomorrow I'm actually going to go, and then I'm also going to be physically there. And yeah, the dress that I bought today was like a special. It was also like a journey, because I suddenly remembered that I still had a gift card from a store that I really love. And then my friend had gifted me this card 2 years ago for my birthday. And in between, I already tried like several times of actually trying to use the card, but it never worked. And then yesterday I was like, okay, I really need something else, because I already am going to stand out probably. Just, you know, I already get a little bit of attention, and I'm already feeling different most of the time. So I had like a few spiritual messages that basically told me to lay low a little bit. And an outfit is a big part of a festival. You know, going to a dance party, a big part of it is an outfit. And I have felt so many times like I didn't belong. And in the past, well, maybe like, because it's 5.5 years sobriety, and then there's like 2 years of basically, you know, being so sick that an outfit was not my priority. I just basically, you know, I was glad that I even had clothes, and then I got to the party. And when I went into sobriety, you can imagine my priorities were somewhere else. So to slowly, Ibiza has been a very, very big part of my rediscovery of how I want to dress and who I am as a woman. And I just really wanted to wear something nice tomorrow. And at one point I just asked God, like, okay, what do you want me to wear? Because I've got lots of clothing and I've got lots of party outfits, but it's all not so, it was not for this event tomorrow, because this may be the finale of me going to Awakenings. It may be me enjoying everything. It may be, I don't know, I may even meet my husband. Like, I don't know. But I do know that I need to go because God wants me there. And I'm going to go. I'm really going to go. I'm scared shitless. I'm not going to do any drugs. I'm not going to drink. What I am going to do is I'm going to smoke cigarettes. I've got like the lightest white filter cigarettes that I could find, because I'm really not, I really cannot handle cigarettes anymore these days. I'm going to drink caffeine quite in a good amount. So I needed also some good deodorant, because from caffeine you're gonna sweat like a motherfucker. So that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I'll show you the outfits tomorrow. I've got 2 little cameras, so we can actually take the cameras with us and just see where everything is gonna go. And then it's gonna be an adventure for sure. And it feels like it feels a bit like the ending of a very large cycle in my life, from 18 till 33, actually 34. But I am 34, but it feels like that was the cycle. And now I'm already in the start of a new cycle, but I feel like I'm now in the cycle from 34 till, I don't know, 68. So now I'm gonna build. And this is the start of me building. And this was a very personal message that I shared with you. So thank you so much for being here. And I hope that you use this information in a way that it's actually going to help you, and that you're not going to judge me for who I am. Because what I'm doing here is, you know, it seems so simple, like just share your story and just talk about it. But for me to be able to do this is truly a sign of God's existence, because I shouldn't even be alive. I shouldn't even be alive. And I should definitely not be able to just share so openly with you about all these experiences. But that I am, really. If you have trouble finding faith in whatever way, just know that, you know, this is so much bigger. It's so much bigger. It's so much bigger than what I know right now. So I'm not going to be the one who to tell you how large it all is and stuff like that. But I'm going to openly share my own personal experiences with you. And I'm already experiencing that I did not die. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this video right away, because if I'm going to wait, I'm going to keep it in my fold I've got 2 hard drives with 3 terabytes of unshared footage, because I am scared. So I've got to start somewhere. Like, what do they want to do? Like, who's they? Like, I literally already have been through hell, have caught demons in my paintings, had to fight for my own life there, and I made it out. Then I had to go through freaking early sobriety during COVID in an office building in Almere. But now 5.5 years after getting sober, now this is going to be the day that it's all going to come back to me. Listen up, I already lost everything, so this is going to be it. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to leave it at this, because otherwise I'm going to go really over time. I now already tripled what I actually wanted to do, but that's not me again. And this is just the start of me recognizing where I want to control things and where my compulsion is starting. And that's like a very important point for me to know that, you know, if I'm going to act from control, compulsion, and trying to like regulate everything and plan everything and script everything, that for me is a start of me not being well. So I'm going to just trust. I'm going to trust. And I've got quite a few powerful turning points here that I only alone in these, what is it? 36 videos. 36 videos. What's that? 36 minutes. I already had like 17 turning points where I could choose fear or faith. And I'm choosing faith, baby. Time and time again. So, I'm going through awakenings. Yeah, okay. I'm going to get ready. I'm not going to do a get ready with me. I don't like that. I would love to do like a crazy creative outfit check video. But I don't want to. As in, like, I don't want to find out how to, you know, what I am going to do is I'm going to bedazzle this lighter with these little colors. So they're like almost, or I could do this, but I don't know if I've got enough. But this would be the same color as my nails. Like, what? And then we're just going to razzle dazzle them. Yeah, and then in the meantime, I'm going to go to my friend tomorrow. We're going to start with my lovely, beautiful, beautiful friends. And we're going to have a little party time. Party. So yeah, stay tuned to see if I actually make it back alive with a camera that's got some footage that's actually showing you what my experience of awakenings up close is. Whoa, I'm getting all commercial professional here. So that's it for now. Thank you so much. Here.